Hello, Ted. Anthony here. Hope you're doing well where you're at right now. I was thinking a little bit about Billy today. I guess you always kind of reminded me of him in a way. You know, I guess I told you about Billy. Jimmy told me that Billy looked real good in his uniform when he came back from Vietnam. That he had the white gloves on and he just looked very, very well and good. He said the bottom of the coffin was closed, so he don't know if he had any legs or not, and he couldn't tell if there was really hands in those gloves, and frankly couldn't really tell whether there was a body. The only thing he could see was the head. Maybe that's the only thing that came back from Vietnam. But I think of Billy a lot, and I think of you a lot too, Ted. Hadn't seen you in, I don't know, 40, 50, however long it's been, I really don't remember. Jimmy says that, or Jimmy said that rich boys go to college and play football. He said poor boys go to Vietnam and kill everybody. He says that rich boys, they score the touchdowns and they call them heroes, and they say we are pot smokers and killers. They are right. But today, new guy showed up at work today. Young guy like you were. And sooner or later he'll approach me and I'll be showing him how to do this and how to do that. Just like with you. And I don't even know if he's gonna know how to read a rule or not. I can't remember if you could or not. You were a pretty smart boy. You was a quick learner. You picked up on the welding and all that stuff real quick. And in the short time you was there working with me. I can still remember that Monday morning when I drove up my street and you wasn't standing on that corner waiting for me to pick you up. Sometimes you was on that corner, sometimes you wasn't. That old truck Joe sold to you, it seemed like you had the hood up more than you had it closed on that thing. But you wasn't there that particular Monday morning, and I drove on into work and pulled in the back like I always do and walked up to the metal door and opened it up and walked into the back of the shop. I could see about halfway down through the shop, and there was old Joe. He was leaning up against his table looking at me when I just come, seen me, and I seen him, and I'm thinking, man, he's gonna have some, he's not gonna let me pass by. I know he's not. He's gonna want to say something about something. Oh, something was wrong out in the field, or we got to rush y'all. It's some crap that I didn't even want to hear, but I just don't give a damn. I didn't then, and I don't now. And I walked on through the shop, kind of hoping he wasn't gonna interrupt my walk down to the coffee pot, but he did. He stopped me, and he told me what had happened, and then I walked on, and I can't remember much about that Monday morning there at work. Matter of fact, I can't remember a lot about that whole week that came after that. The only thing that stands out in my mind was the secretary came out there one day in that week and asked me, was I all right? And I said, sure, I'm fine. But you know, I don't know if I was all right or not, because all I had in me was rage. All I had in me was hatred for God. And I could not find a space big enough. I couldn't find a field big enough anywhere to get out in the middle of it and cuss God. I just never did find one. And I remember one particular morning when I made that right turn on the Stewart Avenue, going up to Northside Drive. I don't know, I just had such a feeling of sadness and despair and hopelessness that I had to pull over and lay down in the seat. I just laid. I don't even know how long. It was about 10 o'clock before I got to work, so I guess I laid there a couple of hours and went to sleep. I guess, I don't even know. And but you know, it was a day-by-day thing and a week-by-week, month-by-month thing. And I was full of rage and full of hatred. And I just didn't want to be around this world myself any longer. But you know, I don't know. It's funny how these things get by you and as time goes on. And it's I don't know. I think a lot about the Sunday night before that Monday morning when I was down my garage doing my artwork. And I'm down there and I'm welding and I'm grinding metal and I'm doing all these things. And I wonder, I would think of myself and I would think about you. Well, I wouldn't think about anything but my artwork at that particular time. But you know, I wonder, I'm sawing metal or on the bandsaw or welding it while you're kind of looking around in the drawers and the closets at where you live, and I do my work, and then I guess I don't know what I was doing, maybe filing some metal, kind of getting down to the fine details, while you found what you was looking for, when you found that gun. And I guess I walked upstairs and I turned around and looked back at the shop to make sure everything was cut off. And I guess at that time you were laying in a lake of blood with half your head gone. And I didn't know it. I didn't even think about it until Joe told me that Monday morning. And you know, I never thought the rage inside of me would end. When it did, so went the hate I had for God, so went the hate I had for this world, and the hate I had for everybody and everything. It's like it was a dagger in my heart, and somebody just pulled it out of my heart. And you know, I think about those days a lot, and the young person you was with your family and all the life ahead of you, and I just felt like you were just gonna have a good life, and it just didn't work out that way. You know, I guess if I would ever come to know, I would wonder if I ever did see you any time in the afterlife, I would ask you, are the streets really gold where you live? And I bet Billy is there. And you know, I guess the most important thing to me now is the young people in this world. I love them all. They are the future of this world.